Hello and welcome back to Quitting Together, where recovery doesn't have to be done alone. My name's Aaron and I'm so proud of you for being here today. Now, I thought today would be a really cool time to be able to tell you the story of the very first time I ever smoked weed. I am a marijuana addict. I have 10 days sober at this point for the 100th time. I've made it 6 months, 8 months, lots of different times, but I screwed up again recently, and so here we are. But the very first time I ever smoked weed was kind of a fun story. I didn't start really smoking weed until I was 23 or 24, but I did smoke one time in college years before that. And basically, I was in band. I was friends with lots of musicians that all smoked weed, but because of my heart condition and because of my upbringing, it had never been on my radar. It wasn't anything I even thought about. It was also a little bit of a different time. This was the early 2000s and there was much more of a stigma. It was a lot more illegal. And so it was just not something I was interested in. But I had a band director, both for concert band and jazz band, and he was horrible. He was the type of director that not only was annoying, not only was he really strange, he was constantly asking a lot of the girl students if they wanted to come do their private lessons at his house. Like I said, this was the early 2000s. That stuff would never fly now. But back then it was kind of just like, oh, that's that weird teacher. You know who you are. So my good friend, had told me the way he gets through this guy's classes is by smoking weed, and that I should just try it because it makes a band way better. Technically, he was right. I'm sure that at this point in my life, if I smoked weed, I love music way better when I smoke weed. So I understand what he was saying, but we thought it would be a good idea to go smoke in between the first thing, which was concert band and jazz band. So we finished concert band and we had like a 20-minute break in between the two classes. We went off to where the woods were, to his favorite smoking spot, and he just had a little dugout, a little one-hitter. He hit it way more than I did. I maybe hit it once or twice. I think I hit it one time and was not feeling anything. Took a really big hit. He showed me how to hit it and still wasn't feeling anything, and so we just went off to jazz band. But as soon as I got to jazz band, I started to feel a little like, whoa, what's going on? And by the time that jazz band had started, I was, even to this day, the highest I have ever been, essentially. And he goes to start. He says his whole shebang to all the students. We get ready to start the first song. I'm freaking out on the inside. I have no idea what's going on. And he counts us off, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. And I go to play, and instead I'm just sitting here like this. And I can't move. I can't move at all. I physically can't move my arms. And I start freaking out. He stops the whole band and says, Aaron, are you all right? You missed the cue. And I go to respond, and I can't say anything. I can't talk. I can't move. I am unbearably high. And in a situation I did not want to be in. I forgot to mention I went to a private Christian school. So these were the kind of grounds where I could get kicked out of school. There was just so many negative things that could have happened from this situation. And I am freaking out. So I can't respond and I don't know what else to do. But my fight or flight kicks in and I just stand up and I walk out of the room and I walk all the way across campus. Back to my dorm without saying anything. I had a one-track mission. I get back to my dorm. I climb into my bed, climb under my sheets, and I was there for the rest of the day. Skipped all the rest of my classes, and it was horrible. I had probably the first major anxiety attack I'd ever had, and I kept thinking, why would anyone ever want to do this? This is horrible. Why does anybody like this? And I did not smoke again for years because of that. The next day when I got to class, I told them I was having a heart episode, which I kind of was. My heart was beating out of my chest and that I just needed to go and get it taken care of. And who knows if he believed me or didn't believe me, but either way, it was fine. So I did not smoke again for a long time. And then I eventually had opened a recording studio and had bands coming constantly that were smoking weed. And I decided to try it once with one of them. And that was when I realized setting is everything, because I had a completely different experience when I was with all of my closest friends and at my own studio and in a place where I felt completely comfortable and like I wasn't going to get in trouble or any of that stuff. And even though I was also super high, I had a blast. We listened to music, all of that stuff. Actually, as soon as I hit it, that next time, I immediately fell in love. It was like something went off in my brain and was like, this is what you've been missing your entire life. And then for the next 10 years, which is, oh my gosh, what? 3,000 some days, like 4,000 days. I smoked pretty much every day. And it was my whole life, and it was part of my identity, and it was part of who I was. It made me chill, it made me calm, it made me laugh, it made me smile, and it also made me depressed and anxious and paranoid and not able to get what I needed to do, and constantly in an idea or in a mode of escapism. And even to this day, I think one of the reasons that I smoke weed the most is because I am a overproductive individual. I feel confident and I feel good when I am just working a lot. It's kind of a problem at some points, but it's a blessing and a curse, right? When I smoke marijuana, it makes me relax. It makes me say like, oh, well, maybe I don't need to do that one thing right now. And for some people, it makes them incredibly lazy. For me, it just makes me not as productive as I need to be. And that is when I have as many things as I'm juggling, that is a problem. So I ultimately have to choose, do I want the life that I have right now, which I love my life. I get to play music with my best friends. I have the job of my dreams, all of those things. Do I want that, or do I want to smoke marijuana? Because the reality is, if I were working a job where it really did not matter, then sure, let's smoke weed every day. Let's feel paranoid. Let's throw our life away. No big deal. But the reality is, I am no longer a 23-year-old male. I am a 35-year-old. I will be 35 this week, and I have a wife and a kid and a great job and a lot of people that depend on me, and I need to be able to bring my A game. I need to do it not only for the people around me, but for myself. And if you're hearing this, I know that might apply to a lot of you. So if this is something that has weighed on you, I would love to hear in the comments your first time smoking weed. How did it feel? Where was it? Give me a little bit of that experience, and maybe I'll share a little bit of those in another video soon. But yeah, my first time smoking weed was horrible. And then I waited a couple years. My second time smoking weed was amazing. It has been 10 days for me, and I will check back. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.